Hey everyone, my name is Matt. Welcome back to our home addition, renovation, remodel thing, all of the adjectives. Today, we're continuing on with our interior work. It is Thursday. It's been a heck of a week, so to catch you up on what's been going on this week. On Monday, we got in here, got things prepped, started demo. Tuesday, another kind of slower day. We got the rest of the demo done. Yesterday, Wednesday, we got most of this wall out of here, and we got the two LVLs in here, which will do our span in here. Today, we were going to pull all this temporary wall stuff out of here, but we're having a problem with fasteners.
Yep.
So we're putting a little hold on this because these giant screws are not long enough to capture all of our pieces together as we had originally thought. So we're waiting on engineering to come back with a
solution.
One of those solution things. If you give them problems, they give us solutions and invoices.
So, and there's probably in this 16-foot span, some of the calculations, there's 72
of this style.
72 of those.
That's a lot of these.
Yep, we got a lot of load here. There's a lot of load on this thing, and it's a big span.
So, in a pivot to keep going, we are now going to extend into our front addition. So this is the addition we put on in November. This comes out 4 feet. And this is where the kitchen sink is going to go. So we're going to get to removing this wall and see how far we get with that. But a lot of this is kind of pivoting and moving forward while we're waiting on the final specs on that so we can get those posts out of there and finally open that space up.
Yep.
So what we're going to do, pull this door out of here next?
Pull the door first because this will be your new front door. We decided to...
We're going to reuse it.
We're going to reuse it rather than spend $2,000 or $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on a front door. This is still a good serviceable door. We're just going to reuse it.
Yep. So where's the Sawzall, right?
Where's the chainsaw?
We're doing the chainsaw today?
Chainsaw the door out.
That's how you know it's a good day, when the chainsaw comes out.
There you go.
So gentle.
Trying to be gentle.
I've never seen you be that gentle before.
Well, this is getting reused.
This is a new thing for me.
Get used to it. No, don't.
I don't think it's going to...
Give it about 3.5 minutes. As soon as I get these pins and this doors out of here, we're done.
Let's see if I can catch this thing.
Should be able to.
Have you seen me? This door weighs more than me, I guarantee it.
Probably does. There you go.
Thank you. Close the lights.
There it goes.
Oh boy.
You got it now?
I'm a little pinned.
Good thing we put a wall there. All right, now we can start going flatter. Okay. Woohoo! Done.
We did something.
We did something. Get everything but the kitchen sink in there. It's supposed to be there.
That's actually going to be a lot of window.
It's a lot of window.
That's a lot of window.
So that people know we're temporarily putting this insulation in.
Yeah, just enough to keep us warm while we're working on it. Because we can't do the spray foam until the windows are here. And we can't do the windows until the door is here. And the door is one of the longest lead time things. April. So more temporary things.
And it's warmed up 50 degrees from 2 days ago to freezing.
Yeah, 50-degree temperature swing in the last couple of days.
Up to freezing.
Up to freezing, yeah. We're now freezing. I guess we're done with gentle now.
Yep. Plane's over.
Cha!
Out the back door.
Yeah.
They believed in nails. Holy crap. Hang on. It's tucked in behind.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. Did you win?
I win. What did I win?
That little piece. Wow.
It's my size.
Okay, well, good for you. It's warm in here now,
It's nice.
in this space.
Quite nice in here.
Funny how that works.
How heat goes
Yep.
from warm to cold places.
You take the wall out, it's warm again. That's a big window. Whoop, how'd that feel on your face?
Good. My hair protected me.
Good. There we go.
We're insulated.
Finish.
Done.
Sheetrock.
Oh, jeez. It's not going well. It's going through.
Yep.
Well, someone nailed it on pretty well. All right, so today's going kind of, it's one of those days. So we have a design meeting today, which is the first time we're going to be able to be in the space and kind of get a better vision of what's going to be happening here. So in order to kind of make that meeting a little bit easier, one of the things remaining in the space, which needs to kind of go away to help see things a little better, is this little staircase and landing thing here. So I think for the rest of the day before this meeting, we're going to remove the staircase, kind of get things cleaned up, and do some of the rough layout on the floor, so we get an idea of what the space is going to look like to make sure everything is good before we go, too far. So let's. What's the tool here?
Big tools.
Big tools.
Hammers, sledges. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna actually pull up this.
We're gonna try and save the floor because we need to patch.
We need to patch, so we'll see how much of this we can salvage,
Yeah.
and then
How do you think this is built? Is this like just sitting on top of the joist?
there's a. Oh, the thing. I have no idea underneath. Probably sitting on top of the joist. Who knows?
I don't know. I have no idea. This could be just like a magic carpet.
It could be. You never know what somebody else did. Like,
I already saw they left all the garbage underneath it.
did they?
Oh yeah, they're like, oh, whatever they had in here, just chucked underneath the landing and just.
I found people's lunches. Like, how long that banana peel been there?
You just clean up a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, like.
Oh, how
They didn't put the channel in. So normally they put a channel that's got that channel in there. There's a metal strip that they normally put in there, and then it stands it. So they decided to just glue it and nail it.
Well, they didn't glue the rest of this, so that's nice.
Except it looks like it's the backwards way that we want this stuff. Oh no, it is the right way. Woohoo!
You mean something good happened today?
There we go.
So that means the whole room is like?
The whole room's like that. So our
Good.
patching on the other side.
This just became an actual good day.
Yeah.
So we don't have to fight it.
Not as much.
Thank you, whoever did this.
I'm so happy about that.
See?
I was, because it only goes in one direction. We're done with that one. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to cut this up. It's got 2 layers of OSB on it.
You want to bring it up flush?
I don't know, but for whatever reason they put 2 layers of OSB on there. Not sure why. Where's the big bar? Not the big bar, the big bar.
Oh, big bar.
I gotta check base with the guys downstairs real quick. This wall will probably come all the way out.
Right.
And then I'll somehow connect it in here, so it'll be.
Okay, sounds good. And then you want so that being right there, we're good with not cutting that out.
Yep. We're just gonna bring the wall out another 1.5 inches and call it good, because it's too tight trying to get everything in there.
Right.
Just stub them out, and then I can, like I said, I can drill my holes, put my sheathing on, and then.
Yep.
Perfect. Looking good, guys. There we go. Woohoo!
All right. Cookie time.
Cookie time. That's right, you have obstacles there. Let's slow down just a little bit.
Thank you.
Well, that was 10 minutes. Or whatever it was. I'm wondering where my 4-foot ladder is.
It's a quad pod.
It's a quad pod.
Quad pod.
Like, where the hell is my ladder? Camera stand.
So we just took some time to do some of the layout on the floor. So in here, I'm in the sunroom, and we have the pantry space here laid on the floor. This is our breakfast nook area. These are some faux beams that kind of help separate the space. There's our breakfast nook bench. This is where the breakfast table and chairs are going to go. And then we have our kind of hallway area all the way through here into the existing house. And we get into the kitchen. So we have the dishes cabinet along that wall. That there is going to be another opening. And then along the front wall of the house, this is where the refrigerator will be in the corner. We got kitchen sink. The cabinets come around the corner. The range with the hood, and we'll have another small counter space, and then a tall appliance garage thing. And then smack dab in the middle there, we got our personal chef.
Hot dogs and weenies. Beans too.
They're on the island. That's some of the details. We're gonna have our little design meeting here this afternoon, but I wanted to show everybody how it kind of looks now because it's exciting. We're finally going from this thing, which we've been showing since the beginning, this plan where we have our addition in the back with the big sunroom, the pantry, the breakfast area, and then our whole kitchen space and a tiny little front addition we added on, which actually makes a huge difference in the space. Just having this extra 4 feet here adds a whole lot more room in here and changes the overall look. This is nice. Like
It's gonna be a nice kitchen.
real nice.
It's gonna be really nice. Can I move in?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course you can. You know that. You got
Yeah.
your trailer's out back.
I get my trailer. I can just move in.
Yeah, honestly, it's going to be even better with the windows because it's just going to keep going.
It keeps going, yeah, because from front to back. I mean, you'll be able
Right
to
now,
see.
it feels like a weird tunnel thing that ends, but with all of that being glass
Yep.
all the way around,
And you got a ton of glass on this. You got 8 foot of glass on this side.
this is 8 feet of window on the side. From here to here is 3 windows. Awesome.
Yep.
All right, so we're just waiting for everybody to get here, and then we're gonna see what kind of things we're gonna talk about.
Lighting,
Lighting.
electrical, cabinet. I think some final cabinet stuff.
Oh boy, it's getting real.
It's getting real quick here.
So I thought I'd summarize the design meeting a little bit and show you a little bit more of the kind of the more final concepts for the overall interior design in here. So the meeting we had was actually one of the kind of the more fun ones, I think, as you get further down the design process into some of the final finishes and design making decisions. It becomes a lot more real, a lot more tangible, and becomes a little more fun in the process. You know, the designing and coming up with the whole big space, it was cool, but until you have, okay, here's the space, and you start looking at like, okay, what kind of like fixtures do I want? What kind of finishes do I want? What do I want everything to kind of look like? That's a little more tangible, a little bit easier, a little more fun to kind of get through. So we had a 2-hour meeting with our design team. That was Chris and Leanna from David Hyde Design Studios. They've been designing and doing all that stuff for the whole project. So their architecture and design, which is kind of nice to have that all in one place. And at this point, we already had our sort of layout kind of finalized, and we're just working through a lot of the final nitty-gritty details of things. So like as far as the kitchen goes, what all the different cabinets are going to have, what they're all going to contain, what all the layouts inside of those boxes are going to be. Very specific, very interesting if you are thinking about it for your own kitchen. 2 hours of that would be a little bit much to just to show. So I thought we'd go through a little bit of the kind of more overall things, because I don't think I've shown anything other than the floor plan so far. So first, to get a better feeling of the whole thing, we're going to get into the computer and take a look at the 3D model. The model isn't all that detailed, but it gives you a good feel for the layout of the space. And then we'll take a look at some of the elevations, and that gives you a much more detailed look at kind of how things are going to lay out and what all the little elements are going to be. And then in the future, we're going to get into a lot more of this as we start getting into the actual build out of this whole entire space. So let's hop into the computer real quick and have a look at the model. So this is sort of a dollhouse view of everything. So you have the great room back here. This is going to be the new dining room, which is currently the kitchen. The new entryway over here, which is currently the dining room of the house. So the addition we put on in the fall, the big one, that connected right here. So this is the old exterior wall of the house. And then the front addition, that little 4-foot one, that wall used to be kind of right through here. So if you kind of pivot around here, we have the sunroom space here in the back. We have this sort of intermediate space here where we have this breakfast area, and then we have the pantry, and then that gets us into sort of this hallway area here, which connects through the dining room, through the kitchen, and then into the great room, and that brings you into the actual kitchen space right here. Let's see if we can drop in here and take a look at some more stuff. Ooh, there we go. So there is sort of the layout of the kitchen. We have the island there in the middle, and we have like a dishes cabinet over here. And with that dishes cabinet, we went back and forth actually between two different concepts. One was more of a built-in cabinetry style, and the other one was more of a furniture style. In the end, we went with a built-in cabinetry style because we like the idea of just having the piece really just tie into all the trim details in the rest of the room. So as we kind of go around the room here, on the front wall of the house, we have the refrigerator, and then over here we got the front window with the sink, the dishwashing tub thing. And if we pan to this side, we have the range and stove area with the hood on that wall. And then this taller cabinet over here is going to be an appliance garage type of thing. On the island, we have cabinetry on one half of it and then seating on the other half. So we'll have a nice gathering space inside the kitchen. And then we also have, of course, the breakfast area just outside of that area to also gather and hang out and enjoy the space. And if we spin around this way, we have the pantry door, which is going to be sort of a hidden door. I'm actually looking forward to that kind of concept. That's going to actually look pretty cool, I think. And then, of course, the sunroom with the wall of windows. And as you can see, and Donovan's been saying this whole time, not a whole lot of drywall in this whole space. So this wall here, and then the wall behind the breakfast area is the only space that is going to be drywalled. Everything else is trim and windows. So real quick, I'll run you through some of the elevations to give you a better look at some more of the details. So first off is the front wall of the kitchen sink. There's those 3 windows, refrigerator, this is a dishwasher, and this will be the trash bins. There'll be a pull-out kind of drawer thing. Coming around to this side, this is that dishes cabinet. So we have this kind of nice hutch sort of space, which I think is going to be super nice, between the 2 openings into the entryway and then into the dining room. Now spinning around inside the kitchen, there is that pantry door. So you see we have this really cool, almost hidden door feature where this is all going to be a V-groove paneling, and the door is going to be integrated into that V-groove, which I think is going to be a really fun detail to try and execute. This is going to be an interesting challenge. I'll also be building this breakfast table and bench. So this is the rough design of the trestle base, which I think is going to be a little fun project. If we spin around here to the other wall, you can see this is the breakfast area. So there's that trestle base from the other side. And then this is the entryway into the great room. And we got our sort of cooking area, so the range. And then this is the tall appliance cabinet. So what's really cool here is this space in here is sort of an extended countertop behind the door. the door opens and it will slide into the pocket, and that allows us to hide all of the countertop stuff behind this door, and the microwave is up there as well. Another fun detail that's kind of repeating throughout here is this diamond pattern. I think that's going to be a fun way to tie things together. So we have it outlined in a few different places on the end of the island, on the refrigerator panel, and then on the sink panels here. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. And then lastly, here's a look at the trim which we'll be making. So that is all of the trim for everything. Everything is basically all cased openings, and there's a lot of trim. So like for instance, this wall here, which is what I am standing in front of, which you saw as frame in the fall. 5 windows, all trimmed out, no drywall. Painted trim, painted cabinets, wood floors, and stone countertops. So that's a very quick look at the plan going forward. A lot more detail still to come, of course, because there's a lot to do still. So we finally have like a real idea of what the space is going to be, and I think after having that meeting and having a really clear idea of the real vision and like seeing the space, was absolutely incredible. And that was probably one of the better like meetings we've had, because before it was like, oh, here's a drawing.
Yep, and not everybody. It's really hard for some people that like look at drawings and like, I see nothing but lines.
Well, I can see it in the drawing. I know what it's gonna be like, but when you're like, I have a problem converting it to like physical space.
Right, and I think most people
and
do.
Being like, okay, how do I feel in the space? Like how much? Yeah, sure, the room is 16 feet wide, but what does that feel like with an island in here, a range, and this cabinet,
and the openings and
and
stuff like
okay,
that.
the opening is 4 feet, but what does that feel like walking through it, or whatever I made that up.
So having the tape on the floor and having pretty close to the size of the island, I think it's 4 inches bigger.
Yep.
But I mean, it's close
Pretty
enough,
close.
that this is going to be pretty close to where everything's going to be, and you can kind of walk around. I mean, this didn't help a lot, but we still need to hold up the house.
Details, structure. If anything, it reminded me of how still in the beginning we are.
Oh yeah. And honestly, we're ahead of. We've been pushing the architects the entire time.
Yeah.
Generally, this is all done work before we ever break ground.
Yeah.
But because we were trying to, fight the weather, it was either that or we delay and start in March or April.
Right. Which
By
we
March and
wouldn't even
April,
start
we'll
yet.
be well along on this. So it's kind of picked up 6 months, but it kind of pushed them on their end.
Yeah.
And then we didn't have all of the decisions. We had enough decisions to move forward, but not
with the overall space.
Yep.
Like this is the space.
This
What the
is
space is going to be,
but
but
how it's.
let's figure out how everything's going to be inside of it.
Yep, exactly. So now we've got that, and we've got final details and final locations on walls and vents and lighting and all that stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into this. There's like a lot of like many little decisions. Some big ones, which are cool, but
It's a lot of
little ones.
The little ones make a big difference in the end. I mean, it's like, especially like we're trying to do like all of the trim work and all that stuff is like, this door opening is set for full casing between cabinet to cabinet.
Yeah, there's no wall.
There's no wall, so we have to, it has to be cabinet, casing, opening, casing, cabinet. So there's no like, oh, it's 3 inches one way or another. Nope.
No, that's it.
It's like that. And so I think when we're done, everything we're doing, it's only got 2 walls of drywall.
Yeah, in the sunroom breakfast area.
Yep, the breakfast area, and then
On the
the
pantry.
back wall of the pantry.
Yeah, everything
Otherwise, everything is either tile, cabinets,
A trim.
trim, and that's it. And we're doing some fun things with the outlets too. I think that was the thing. We're not going to do more, kind of the traditional outlets. They're going to go into the baseboard, so the walls are going to be cleaner.
Yeah.
You're not going to see outlets
Right, yeah, we're not doing
in the
outlets.
cabinets.
Yep.
They're all going to be up underneath, or in the cabinet or in the appliance garage, and so there's not a whole lot of clutter.
I'm looking forward to that.
And so everything's kind of either behind a door or not visible.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the end of this, which is a long way away. But it's fun to finally start feeling the vision come together. So I don't know how many more videos this is going to be, but we're going to get through some of this, and then we'll start getting it back. I'm going to get back in the shop eventually, pretty soon here, and start actually making stuff again.
Yep.
That's going to end up in here. So yeah, next time we'll be finishing up the structure in here, or doing some more structure in here, and going on from there. So thank you, as always, for watching. We greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments on the home renovation, addition, remodel, all the adjectives, please feel free to leave us a comment. As always, we'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. And until next time, happy working. Behind the wall. I fade to nothing.
He goes to nothing.
And I vanish.
He's gone.